A land dispute in Santa Familia, Cayo, where a minister's driver looking for land cut down a private fence. Tonight you'll hear from that angry landowner and the apologetic minister. And we'll take you above the Pine Ridge, where they are preparing for the fire season by starting fires. Also, the Association of Defense Attorneys complains that 6 foreign magistrates are being brought into the justice system. We grilled the AG about it yesterday. Plus, we'll show you why a cop was charged with assault for allegedly beating his wife and her child. We'll show you the evidence. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight, Thursday, February 19th, 2026. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indur Craig.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
I visited the land of Serbia, a great many miles away. I ascended the Mount Everest few people have conquered. I roared on the snow-covered Antarctic and Arctic. I rolled swiftly across the vast, untamed desert. Ling Long Tire conquers every corner of the world.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria. Con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente, ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m., en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
The NEBL bounces off with a big opening weekend this Friday night at the Belize Civic Center. The Biting Tiger Sharks goes head-to-head with the upstart Cayo Western Ballers in our 7:30 p.m. opener. Then in Game 2 at 9 p.m., the big bad Belize City Defenders will try to defend the city as they come under fire from the Orange Walk Running Rebels. At the end of the first and third quarter, fans will get a chance to win cell phones, TVs, weekend stay, plus more. The first 300 kids get a free popcorn. Ozzy the Clown will be clowning around the debut of the NEBL girls. And at halftime, the big $5,000 cash Ministry of Tourism, Youth, Sports and Diaspora Relations Shooting Challenge. The General Super G alongside Champion Squad out of Miami, No Fear DJs and more. On Saturday night, 8 p.m., we head to Belmo Belmopan at the UB Gymnasium as the Belmopan Trojans look to overthrow the new warriors from the north, the Corazal Spartans. Giveaways all night, plus live performance by Vida, sponsored by the government of Belize.
In a democracy, what is good for the government cannot be bad for the people. And what is good for the people cannot be bad for the government.
We came a long way. It's like over 16 years that it was basically like 2-3 houses in that area.
It was wild.
One high bush
wild,
like jungle.
I want to take my lick. Say no water, no light. I tell her no about that. We have figured it out.
You know, you wonder how long it will take for this to happen.
A year ago, you were considered squatters.
We made a picado and we came in.
I made a teenager.
Everybody said it was swamp, it was swamp. When we get in here, it was like gold.
Today, you're landowners.
Very
This that for we, and we proud of this.
Now we're claiming our house on the land.
We have worked so hard to make this happen for us.
This is a beautiful day, folks, because we are taking care of the people who have taken care of us. Because we wouldn't be here today without you.
What happens when one person decides to make a change? In communities across Belize, we're seeing the answer.
Hi, I'm Kayla Naris. I love being outside and surrounded by nature. When I heard about the national cleanup, I signed up right away. I don't litter, and I help clean up Belize, one piece of trash at a time.
It starts with one choice, one moment, one step towards something better. Across our beautiful country, everyday heroes are making a difference. In just one day, nearly 2,000 volunteers collected over 40,000 pounds of garbage. From local groups to national partners, Belizeans are uniting to protect what we love. Every cleanup, every piece of properly disposed waste, every conversation, it all creates a ripple effect. But we can't just continue to clean up after everybody's mess. Let's prevent it and be proactive, not reactive. Because remember, our Belize, our responsibility. Bine.
Haven't updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Tonight there is a land dispute in Santa Familia village, and the man in the middle of it is Minister Orlando Habet's driver. That's Floyd Morrow, who was looking for a few acres of land for some supporters, which is when he allegedly cut the fence of the Kewell property. That happened yesterday, and the man who says he is the sole landowner, Felix Kewell, captured and posted it. Here's a clip from that exchange with Morrow and his associates.
So these are the guys that are squatting land for private land from the Kewells native to the Belizean people here. If you can see, this is the corruption, injustice of these people. You guys remove this fence, sir. Why you guys remove this fence here? This is for private land, sir.
You got papers?
We got the papers. Okay. We got papers.
Talk to the man before you post what you want to post.
I will post anything because this is private, man.
Post it then. Then
Yeah.
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 Something why not we are regret.
Regret? I never regret. I will never regret. I know my land. Whether you can take Mayans, we have been here native. You know, Baska will malo. Boy, these are for we. These are for women.
But the area rep Orlando Habet of Kaya Northeast says it's not actually for them. We spoke to him via Zoom this evening where he conceded that his driver was wrong in cutting the fence.
And the land does not belong to the Kewels. It's not the Kewel land that they were in. I think what they did was that they tried to find access to the land beside the Kewels. And for them to have access, my understanding is that they cut the wire and put out a post so that they could go in. That was the thing. So that's an error. That's their mistake. They should never have done that. That's private property. You can't touch it. What Floyd did and the other young men did was wrong was to cut the wire from the Kewell farm to access the other side so that they could go in to do the survey. So I blame them for that. It is unfortunate that the argument went up to that level. I've brought them in and scolded them as much as I could.
Well, I know Floyd, I believe, is a relative of yours, but also a driver. He more or less acts implicitly with your authority, even though you may not have explicitly given that authority.
Well, they need to have some experience. They're young people. They tried to help, and I think there are two young men who he was trying to get the land for are voters of ours, and they're his friends also. And so he was trying to get them the parcel of land. And nothing is wrong with that if the land is available. And it is available if you look at it legally because it's not applied for. But his behavior wasn't good. And I have reprimanded him for that. And I said, you can't be doing that because you look bad. I mean, for me as a politician, well, I know I will get criticized. Anyway, and so last night when I saw the videos, I said, oh my goodness. And then you have my own supporters hitting me hard. And then the whole issue comes up about Yucatecan Mayas that have right to land. And I say, I don't want to get there at all.
We note that there is another piece of land behind the Kewell property which the resident claims squatters' right for. A further complication on the situation, but Habet gave us an insight into how his driver and others look for available lands.
I think 2 or 3 young men who were asking for a small parcel of land. I think it's like 5 or 6 acres. I think what they do is they try to do like a satellite image, and if they find a spot that's green and not occupied amongst other areas that are already identified as being in process because maybe they have an application, so they already have an ES number. So they put it. So in this case, this particular plot of land didn't have anything, so it appeared to be vacant. What the young man told me was that when they saw it on the satellite image was that a portion looks like it was like regrowth, secondary forest, and then there was a small portion that showed that there was like almost primary forest, high bush. So that was a portion that they were trying to apply for.
Keeping it in the Cayo district, Belize is entering the early stages of the dry season, and with it comes an increased risk of wildfires. As hotter days set in and stronger winds sweep through, fire experts are warning that preparation and training are critical. This week in the Mountain Pine Ridge, firefighters and protected area managers are receiving hands-on fire management training aimed at preventing loss of life, property, and biodiversity. Jaleesa Roberts went to the San Miguel camping ground to see and get a first-hand experience of the fire simulation.
These scattered fires may look scary, but they are actually controlled, part of the hands-on training by the Nature Conservancy, where forest rangers and firefighters were taught how to control fires by starting them. Yes, starting controlled fires and performing hands-on experiments. The training is expected to prepare them for what lies ahead.
Belizeans have fire every year in the dry season, and many of these wildfires negatively impact our natural lands and protected areas. Rangers with nonprofit organizations, nature sanctuaries are learning important skills that will help them prevent the loss of people, buildings, and the nature in the late part of the dry season.
Key areas of training include fire-resistant attire, equipment to manage fires, and strategies for containment, including the use of holes and the judicious use of water, which, if used carelessly, can actually feed a fire. The training brings together 40 local rangers and international fire experts to strengthen Belize's wildfire response. With the increase of global warming, it's necessary.
Wildfires have been increasing, and Belize is not unique to that. Wildfire acreage or amount of wildfires are increasing globally. So as the earth warms, those warm periods, those dry periods, we're facing more fires and more intense fires. And Belize is no different. Year before last was a very bad year for both drought and wildfire. Drought and wildfire come together.
Beyond safety planning, Protected Area Manager Lyndon Mai says the goal is also to use fire responsibly, where it belongs, and prevent it where it does not.
Years goes by, we've been noticing that, like I said, the risk of fire has become more prominent. We're seeing fires in areas where it does not belong, in our community spaces, in the broadleaf forest, where it completely destroys biodiversity. But here, we're trying to understand how best to use fire to assist with regeneration and increase of biodiversity in these areas.
The fire managers hope to mitigate the risk before these fires threaten homes, forests, and lives. And if you might be in a high-risk area, here are some tips.
Looking at it from a safety component, life is what's most important. To conserve nature and assets, yes, but what is assets or nature without you being alive? So first and foremost is to conserve your life in the event of a wildfire. Removing yourself and family members away. Yes, we also advise people to ensure in the event that your home is prone to a wildfire, remove basic information, key documents that you definitely wouldn't want to lose. So it's important to prepare prior. We advise people to do clearing in and around their home, removing brush from your fence lines, and to be fire ready and fire safe.
Fire season is from February to June. Jaleesa Roberts, 7 News.
The training will end next week. After the break, 6 foreign magistrates coming in, and the Association of Defense Attorneys isn't happy about it. We grilled the AG about it yesterday. Plus, we'll tell you about mental health, first aid for first responders. Don't go away.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
February is all about Honda. Get special pricing and discounts on all Honda products. Enjoy up to 25% off select Honda products and 20% off Honda parts. Don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make a purchase. Love your Honda is all about deals and discounts on Honda products throughout the month of February. Only at Benquip Equipment Parts Service.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformation, and evolving customer needs, the future of energy demands a new approach. The future of energy is now, and it's not just about new technology. It's about people and how we use, manage, and store power smarter. BEL is leading the transformation, blending modern advancements with the wisdom of sustainable energy practices. Integrating technologies will redefine how Belize produces and uses energy. With distributed generation and smart grid technologies, customers are becoming power partners. Energy is no longer a one-way street. BEL is making key investments that will reinforce the grid to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures, customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter, smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service and actionable energy insights. Distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids, and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
I'm Randolph Friesen and I manage Westwell Produce, better known as Granny's Foods. That's our main brand. So we offer high quality grains, beans, rice, and we also offer corn chips made from 100% locally grown corn. We saw a need for high quality locally produced products. A lot of the best products are being exported and we said, we need to keep some of the best products here in Belize rather than export everything. Atlantic Bank has helped us achieve our goals by providing the financing for us to be able to launch products faster than we would without the financing that they offer. We find that Atlantic Bank is very customer friendly, especially with small and medium-sized businesses. We find that Atlantic Bank is more than willing to go the extra mile. They try to understand your business. So when we go to Atlantic Bank with a certain need, we find that they try to develop a solution that will meet our specific need. I would encourage any small business owner to go to Atlantic Bank for their financial services. They're very friendly. And just overall, their service is excellent.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
A safer Belize begins with all of us, and the Belize Police Department is taking bold steps to build that future together. The new 2025-2029 Crime Control and Crime Prevention Strategy is transforming policing from the ground up, reforming practices, rebuilding trust, and strengthening accountability. With investments in modern technology, upgraded infrastructure, and smart data-driven tools, officers will respond faster, work smarter, and endeavor to keep communities safer. This plan puts community partnership at its core. It will require more engagement, result in more transparency, and introduce new programs that support our youth, prevent violence, and promote second chances. From fighting gang violence and illegal firearms to confronting emerging threats like cybercrime, the BPD is building stronger, smarter, more specialized teams to protect every Belizean. And with enhanced training and leadership development, our officers are better prepared than ever to serve with integrity and professionalism. The Belize Police Department is rebuilding, reforming, and renewing its commitment to you. Together, we can create a safer, stronger Belize.
Champion security, champion security, champion security. Yeah. Your security is our business, so we gonna protect you like a champion, like a champion.
Guess what, Mr. Handsome? Yeah, over there, champion security. This is the place to be.
What does sign say? Champion Security. Here at Champion Security, we provide quality service. You know why? Such as triology lock, fire alarm, IP camera system, gate operator, biometric lock, and alarm system. Champion Security. Make a go check out where they go on inside of Champion Security. And boy, nice to meet you, my brother. Tell me a little bit more about Champion Security.
Well, welcome, Mr. Hanson. Here at Champion Security, we offer fire system, alarm system, camera system, gate operator, access control, and also trilogy locks and magnetic locks. Everything you need to do with security systems for residential and businesses, you could find everything here at Champion Security. We also consist of 12 technicians, and we offer technical support 24 hours. So anything you need for your security systems, you could find everything here at Champion Security.
Remember, guys, here at Champion Security, we live by our motto, where your safety is our business. Give us a call now. Don't forget to check us on Facebook, Instagram, and all the social media platforms. And continue to shake it to the max all the way. Champion Security, the best place to be. We care for your safety.
You wanna rent it? It's not a problem. We got remote gate.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
He was charged with the murder of 21-year-old working man Floyd McFadden in March of 2025. And after spending almost a year on remand, 20-year-old Shenyun Levy Barrow was back in court today, where he pleaded down to the lesser charge of manslaughter and on the advice of his attorney, Michael Perifete. The Crown accepted his guilty plea, and Justice Derek Sylvester set sentencing for April 14, 2026. We note that when Barrow was first arraigned in 2025 for the murder, he was also read additional criminal offenses, which included 2 counts of attempted murder, 2 counts of grievous harm, 2 counts of dangerous harm, and 1 count of dangerous harm. Belize City Police Officer Philip Garbutt is facing criminal charges after he was allegedly caught on home surveillance footage assaulting his common-law wife and her 8-year-old son during a domestic dispute. The 39-year-old is attached to the traffic support unit and was escorted to the Belize City Magistrates Court this morning, where he was arraigned on charges of aggravated assault, wounding, and harm. He pleaded not guilty to all 3 offenses. According to police, the incident occurred on Tuesday at a residence on Watermelon Street. The argument escalated when Garbutt allegedly choked and punched his common-law, bursting her upper lip. Police say her 8-year-old son intervened with an iron bat in an attempt to defend his mother. Garbutt allegedly took the bat away and slapped the child twice. The woman further reported that he later pointed the bat at her and threatened her. A doctor classified the woman's injuries as wounding and the child's injuries as harm. There was no objection to bail, and Garbutt was granted bail of $2,000. As part of his bail conditions, he must remain 25 feet away from the virtual complainant. He is due back in court on April 16, 2026. A police drone deployed after a shooting on South Street 2 days ago led them to suspect 20-year-old Devon Garcia as the alleged gunman. Officers responding to reports of shots fired tracked a male seen on a drone running along George Street. Police say he was observed throwing an object over a fence at the corner of George and Warrior Pond Streets. A search in that area led to the recovery of a 9mm pistol loaded with 13 live rounds of ammunition. Garcia was detained nearby and later charged with keeping an unlicensed firearm and unlicensed ammunition in court today. He pleaded not guilty due to the nature of the offenses. Bail was denied. He was remanded to the Belize Central Prison until April 16th of 2026. 2 weeks ago, we told you about the report that 6 new magistrates had been hired and that they are all foreign. Well, tonight, the Association of Attorneys is sounding the alarm about it. A release issued this evening says, quote, "It is confirmed that 6 foreigners are being brought into our country to serve as magistrates. This brings a total of 10 foreign magistrates, leaving only 4 Belizeans serving our people. 2 Belizeans, including a Belizean chief magistrate, fully qualified with many years of experience, recently applied for 2 vacant posts of judges. They were both rejected. On the 11 judges in the senior courts, only 1 is a Belizean. There are over 100 Belizean lawyers. There are over a dozen retired magistrates and chief magistrates. There are over 24 lawyers working in various government departments and agencies. None have been approached to offer their services even for a limited period. This unprecedented foreignization of the nation's judiciary in the High Court and magistracy is an affront to our sense of nationalism and national dignity and poses a threat to our democracy and justice system. And from there, the release ends on an ominous, if slightly dramatic note. We sound this warning. The situation is alarming. Yesterday, we asked one of the former members of the Defense Attorneys Association turned Attorney General, Anthony Sylvester, about what his former colleagues now call the foreignization of the nation's judiciary. It started in a conversation about law students who will be recruited to work in an expanded legal aid apparatus. We asked him how high they can go.
If I could ask about the churn of legal professionals moving through the system or ascending through the system, you know, we always have young attorneys coming back more and more, it seems. Is there an attempt to engage them more in the public administration of justice? And in that light, is it a deterrent for some that we recently hired 6 magistrates and reports are that all 6 of them are foreign?
As it relates to the issue relating to the employment of the recent magistrates, I would prefer not to refer to the magistrates or persons who are employed as foreigners, and there's a specific reason. Given our geopolitical political realities, small states like Belize, which is the reason why there was a creation of CARICOM, and within that framework, there's this mechanism of free movement and as well for employment for professional, and so what obtains is just the system working. Now, if a particular individual feels aggrieved by the decision of the commission to say, well, I sent in an application, but it wasn't considered or whatever, then again, I would encourage that person or those individuals to work the system, challenge the system, take the matter to court, because the commission is amenable to judicial review.
But then why should you have to operate, if you're a citizen in your own country, you submitted an application, why should you have to take the position of a second-class citizen and have to then go to the court to get a legal hearing against what you feel is discriminatory treatment?
Belize has an obligation as part of and a member state of CARICOM. So you speak about discriminatory practices. If we were to, and if the government were to adopt a policy to say, well, we won't hire or we only hire Belizeans, that automatically would lead to an action being filed against us in the original jurisdiction of the CCJ.
No, but isn't one of the qualities of justice that it has to have some sense of some local sensibility, that a judge or a magistrate must be attuned with the mores and with the norms of a society for him or her to be an effective judge. If we continue to import our judges and magistrates, they have their own sensibility. It may be similar. We may have a shared historical, a shared history, but at the same time, they're not from, and it denies justice that quality of intimate knowledge of a society's norms and mores.
So, I hear you, but I return to what I said earlier. So within the framework of CARICOM, so we as Belize, as a member state of CARICOM, we have shared historical past. And that is, as a result of that, we have shared legal system. So for all these years, for 50 plus years, that is how we've been operating. And we have always had non-Belizeans who have sat on the bench and who have presided over matters. And we have done well as a country with respect to that. And so whilst I hear you, what I can say and what the evidence shows is that we have had a very thriving legal system, and Belize remains one of the jurisdiction in which some of the best jurisprudence emerged.
You realize though that it sounds Orwellian and like double speak when you start to say these people are not foreigners, right? Like I understand they come from our same community or our same block, but they are foreign. Like these judges are foreign.
Well, again, so the proof, right, is actually in the eating. And what we have had are judges who have lived up to the oath that they take, who have discharged their judicial oath, and they have rendered fair, impartial decision. And so that is what is required.
Sources in the judiciary say 5 Trinidadian magistrates are coming along with 1 Sri Lankan. According to the Association of Defense Attorneys, quote, a Belizean magistrate recently applied for a vacant promotion and was turned down in favor of a foreign magistrate with less experience. The Belizean magistrate has informed that she will resign. In other news, Coast Guard police officers and BDF soldiers engaged in a mental health training today under the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The 2-day workshop focuses on improving and equipping these first responders with the skills to not only manage their mental health in times of crisis, but also assist victims in moments of distress. Jo Marie Lanza stopped in at the workshop, and here's what she gathered.
They are the first responders in times of crisis, but in the aftermath of an accident or traumatic incident, how do these servicemen cope when they need to remain calm when on the job? The Ministry of Health and Wellness is currently working to provide psychological first aid stakeholders training for these entities, providing them with the skills to not only respond, but also take care of their mental well-being in the service as well.
So the participation today is for first responders. We have the Belize Coast Guard, Defense Force, the Belize Police Department. We have traffic wardens as well. And we are doing training on psychological first aid. We have seen the rise in traffic incidents, in fires, in different things, crises that are happening across the country. So we are providing this training so that they are better prepared in terms of the response that they're supposed to be providing. Oftentimes the focus is on the physical injuries, and we tend to forget the emotional aspect when people are affected by these different sorts of traumas that are occurring throughout the country. And as well, because of the constant exposure that they are getting to the different traumas, they themselves can be affected. So we are trying to provide them with the skills so that they are able to take care of their own emotional well-being as well.
Quintanilla explains that at times the public overlooks the emotional and mental trauma that gets tied up in these events as they unfold. She went on to discuss psychological first aid and how it can be administered.
So the psychological first aid is a humane response to the different traumas, disasters that are faced. And 3 things that we normally teach people are to look, to listen, and to link. These are the basis of the psychological first aid. And like I said, it is in their line of duty. Then this is what we are focusing on for them to be able to provide the support to the public. So our focus is that the mind and the body are not separate. It's always anyone has mental health, And it can also result in mental illness if we do not take care of our mental health. So we are trying to change how we speak in terms of mental health. We are trying to change the stigma, the discrimination associated whenever we speak about mental health, because we know it is very common in our country. And most of the time, like I said, the focus is on our physical health, but we tend to forget taking care of our mind as well. So that is what we are trying to change as we move along.
And so far, these servicemen are very receptive to all they've been learning on day one of the training. They explained how this information is useful in their line of work.
So one of the things I am hoping to achieve is to understand post-traumatic stress disorder, because one of the things we have noticed in the Belize Police Department is that a lot of police officers has been going through a lot of stuff. We have seen police officers dropping with sickness, health issues, financial issues, and a lot of stuff. So I'm hoping to get information to help these officers, because recently we had sent out a survey across the Belize Police Department that should help us to understand or to create a safe place for a police officer to provide peer support for our officers. So I'm hoping to get as much information I can from this training so I can take it back to our department for us to create this safe place for police officers to come in and speak about any PTSD, any stuff they are going through. We just want to create a safe place for them.
So we basically participating by bringing a crew of people over here. Probably about 7 of us, and we basically bring our our expertise to this training, and I think it will therefore help us a whole lot, especially when we go back, because at the end of the day we are first responders. So basically, sometimes we respond to what we call like SAR cases, maybe retrieving a dead victim from the water, sometimes boating incidents that people may sustain certain type of injuries. A part of our culture when it comes to mental health screening and stuff like that, as believers or as servicemen, we tend to avoid seeking help when it comes to mental screening. But in the Coast Guard, especially within my job spec, I would if I would come across anyone that would need it, I would therefore get the help that they need, the necessary help that they need, so that we could actually combat such issue.
Jo Maria Lanza, 7 News.
We'll take a break now. When we come back, NHI reaches the Cayo district. We'll tell you about the rollout. Don't go away.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
The NEBL bounces off with a big opening weekend this Friday night at the Belize Civic Center. The Biting Tiger Sharks goes head-to-head with the upstart Cayo Western Ballers in our 7:30 p.m. opener. Then in Game 2 at 9 p.m., the big bad Belize City Defenders will try to defend the city as they come under fire from the Orange Walk Running Rebels. At the end of the first and third quarter, fans will get a chance to win cell phones, TVs, weekend stay, plus more. The first 300 kids get a free popcorn. Ozzy the Clown will be clowning around the debut of the NEBL girls. And at halftime, the big $5,000 cash Ministry of Tourism, Youth, Sports and Diaspora Relations Shooting Challenge. The General Super G alongside Champion Squad out of Miami, No Fear DJs and more. On Saturday night, 8 p.m., we head to Belmopan at the UB Gymnasium as the Belmopan Trojans look to overthrow the new Warriors from the North, the Corazal Spartans. Giveaways all night, plus live performance by Vida, sponsored by the Government of Belize.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
The National Health Insurance Project has reached the final frontier, expanding its coverage to the Cayo district, which is the last to get the program. 8 providers have signed contracts with GOB, enabling them to offer primary health care through NHI. Here are the highlights from today's ceremony in Belmopan, to which we note the media was not invited. Footage is courtesy the press office.
It was the belief that health care is not a commodity for the few, but a fundamental right for all Belizeans. That idea was the National Health Insurance Program. For a quarter of a century, that pilot project in the south side of Belize City has been more than just a program. It has been a laboratory of hope. We learned lessons there, some hard, some triumphant. We learned that when you invest in primary care, you save lives. We learned that when you empower local clinics and pay for performance, quality improves. We learned that the journey to universal health coverage is a marathon, not a sprint. So today, my friends, after 25 years of running that race, that marathon, we have reached the final critical mile.
Taking into account the complexity and the size and the population of the Cayo district, the team said, okay, we need to do this in a phased manner to approach and to make sure that the methodology, no step is skipped, nothing is overlooked at, and that all the details is a fair methodology for the 3 areas.
Primary health care, ladies and gentlemen, remains the backbone of any effective health system. It is where prevention begins, where chronic diseases are managed, and where families develop trust, relationship with healthcare providers. And through NHI, thousands of Belizeans have benefited from improved access to essential services without the burden of overwhelming out-of-pocket costs. The agreements signed today reinforce an important partnership, one that places patients at the center of healthcare delivery and supports our broader national vision of universal health coverage. To all of you providers signing today, I thank you for your dedication and willingness to serve Belizean families. Your work contributes directly to healthier communities and a stronger nation.
In July of 2023, the long-neglected Berger Field got a $500,000 upgrade to the pitch and bleachers. It's become a bustling hub, especially for young and youth sports. But success has been its own curse. Now, Minister of Sports Anthony Mala says the field has become overused and needs improvements.
As you can see, that field has become overused, so we're trying to curtail it. Right now, we have to change the pitch already, the turf, and so we've ordered it already, and then we'll go in there. But that has created tremendous excitement in Belize City, and what we're doing right now at the National Sports Council is looking at all real estate that is out there, whether it's a basketball court somewhere, it's a football field, softball field, and how can we go into those communities to improve them so that when you have a Rogers Stadium, then you don't have to have competitions there, you don't have to have practices there and everything. You can only have competition, and then you have practice fields where they can go by. Same thing with football, same thing with basketball.
And around the corner from Berger Field sits the Rogers Stadium, which is getting its overhaul. The Ministry of Sports hopes to make it suitable for softball and baseball. The hope is that Belize will move forward in the sport to compete regionally.
We are working on the plans. We have some resources to start the interior fence and the field, and then we'll go to the outer fence, and then we'll start the bleachers and the other facilities that. But we will shift out the fence a little bit more with some architectural design, and so it could be used as a little league baseball field and as a softball field. So for me, baseball was my first love. That I grew up playing that, and then I moved out into football and other and basketball specifically. But I believe that we can compete with this region if we have the proper facilities and we have the proper training.
Semi-pro basketball is back and the NEBL season begins tomorrow night at the Belize Civic Center. 7 teams will be contesting for $70,000 first prize and $30,000 second prize. Minister Mala says that he looks forward to the change sports can bring.
Our administration truly believes that sports can be a vehicle for massive change. And we have 4 major pillars for sports. Sports and education being the main one. So we believe that sports, you can use sports as a vehicle to get people abroad to study and to come back equipped with world experiences and with their education. Sports and healthcare, it is important for us because the last time I checked, about 60% of our population is afflicted by some non-communicable disease. And we believe that if we inject sports in the primary schools and in the psyche of the Belizean people, then we can be a healthier people.
Anyone wishing to purchase tickets can use Quick Pass or go to the ticket booth at the Civic from as early as 10 a.m. tomorrow. And from sports to tourism, there have been many questions surrounding the building for the new fish market on Northfront Street. But the minister is confident that optics matter. He says residents can soon look forward to cleaner spaces to purchase fish, but also to enjoy a possible fish fry.
Whenever I travel, I like to go and see the fish markets. And so that came from an idea that I saw in the United States. That why can't we have a nice fish market for people to go? The smaller booths, if you want your fried jack and you want your flour turkey and your beans and things at night and your or a day, the morning, whatever it is, you could go there and get it. But it's a fish market, and we're going to introduce this thing called fish fry. You know? I've seen it in the Caribbean, in many of the islands. And so maybe a Thursday night or a Saturday night, we have entertainment, bring some vibrancy to the area.
And from the new fish market in the city to the new artisans market in San Pedro, fisher folk and artisans are complaining in San Pedro that they do not have access to the workshop area of the new artisans market. The minister says this is only phase 1.
A part of phase 1 project is a dock and with slips so that they can get in and out of the area. But if you look at the other half that wasn't done, it's in a decrepit state. And so San Pedro can't be the tourism mecca and continue to look like that. We have to make some major investments on that island for it to come up to a truly world-class destination. We have a world-class reef in front of it, World Heritage Site. We have other resources nearby, but the infrastructure on the island needs to be vastly improved.
And finally tonight, yesterday we spoke to the attorney for Corporal Kenrick Ball. He's a Rastafarian cop who was warned by the senior command to remove his locks and then placed on suspension for unspecified offences. His attorney is Leslie Mendez, who was one of the attorneys in the 2021 case which secured the right for officers to wear locks. We asked her about this case.
Is he constitutionally guaranteed the right to wear dreadlocks as an expression of his Rastafarian faith?
Yes, he is guaranteed that. That is a right that is protected under freedom of expression against also freedom of conscience, right? So the courts have been very clear and consistent that hair might constitute a form of expression that is constitutionally protected. The way that you might dress is also constitutionally protected. So once we can establish that this form of expression is protected under the Constitution, then it is for the department to then justify and say, yes, we appreciate that he has a constitutional right, but here are the grounds on which we say this is the particular interest that we say justifies a limitation of that right.
Do you believe that right now, Ball, who is suspended, Corporal Ball, is suspended? Do you believe he is facing discriminatory behavior right now?
Cannot speak to that. What I can tell you is that we have sent a follow-up letter asking for detailed reasons for his suspension. There was a broad allegation that there are several complaints against Mr. Ball, but there was no specificity in the letter itself. So at this point, we are trying to identify and confirm, in fact, that his refusal to remove his locks is even one of the grounds on which his suspension is being grounded.
And that's all we have for you on our newscast for tonight. Thanks for watching. With your news, I'm Indra Craig. Remember, you can find a full transcript of the news at 7newsbelize.com and see the streaming video on our Facebook page. Have a great night. Join Miriam Abdul Kawi here tomorrow, and I'll be back on Monday. Have a great one.